Hey friends, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Melissa, and in today's video, we are going to transform our home into something even more beautiful. I'm super excited. We're about to do a transformation on this and do a big project, and it looks amazing at the end. I know this video is a little long, but I hope that you'll hang in there with me because it's a good one. So without further ado, let's get started. Welcome back to another episode. I guess I would call it an episode. That's kind of the way life goes, right? But in today's video, we are starting on a big project, going to be a huge transformation. I believe it's going to look, I'm hoping it's going to look awesome. I see it in my head. So, but my husband's out here. We're getting ready to start. So let me give you an overview of what we're getting ready to do. This is going to totally transform the outside of our house, make it look different, definitely give it an updated look, kind of the way it was when I painted the front porch, which I wasn't doing YouTube at the time, but I can insert pictures here of what the porch used to look like and what it looks like now. I can insert over here. So I'm pretty sure I have pictures of those that I can put there. But that gives you a big difference of what the outside of the house looked like. This is before and this is after. Hopefully there's pictures there that I'm pointing at that you can see that I've found. But I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't doing YouTube when I did that. So I wasn't able to show that transformation. But this is going to be another big transformation on the outside of our house. We've gotten a new roof. I believe our new roof we got last year, I think. So we've had to do some work to our house, you know, as we've lived here. Little by little, you know, little things change. But this is just kind of like a small type of cosmetic change that I think is really going to make it pop. Let me show you what the outside of the house looks like right now, and then you'll be able to see the transformation. I'll be able to show you clips. So let me take you down and show you. Alright, so this is the outside of our house right now, what it looks like. Alright, we have the new roof on, which is great. Thank God we were able to do that. We had to get our chimney fixed 1 year. It's been several years ago. We had to get that fixed. So we got that done. So little by little things have had to change. And then the shutters were, I think they were green. And I painted those black. Granted, I wasn't on YouTube when I did any of this. And then, of course, I painted the door. So none of that stuff was on YouTube. But this will be on YouTube. The bottom half of this brick down here, we are getting ready to paint. And we are going to paint it black. Yes, you heard me right. We're going to paint it black. So that's the outside of the house, what it looks like. Let me side view of our home. Alright, so that's what we're getting ready to do. But the first thing we need to do is we need to pressure wash it off and make sure it's good and clean. This stuff down here we got to pressure wash off. The bugs are terrible. I got to go get a wristband for my wrist for the bugs. It's supposed to get really, really hot today. Sorry for the lighting. It is supposed to get very, very hot today and go very, very hot the rest of the week. So my husband is home this morning with me before he goes golfing, and he is going to help me with the pressure washing and then hopefully help me start on a little bit of the painting. I'm ready to work. I want to get this project done. We have a family get together we're going to do here on the 5th, and I'd like to have this project done, and that way the house, you know, looks nice and looks finished, and we've done something updated. So he's working on pulling the pressure washer around. I'm going to help him do that, and we're going to get started. What are you doing? You just sitting there just watching us do all the work. Yeah. You're just watching us do all the work, aren't you? Yeah. Alright, so we're getting it all cleaned out. And it is my hope and prayer that one day we will be able to leave it like this with just like the cabinet there, and maybe have like a little table and chairs over here to sit at. That's my dream for this section one day. If he ever gets a shed or something to store this stuff in, that's gonna go. And then that will make it look so much neater, so much prettier. That's my hope and prayer one day, that we'll be able to do that.
All right, so at this point, we're just cleaning out this cabinet. This is a cabinet that we keep like our lawn chairs in one of those totes, and then we keep like our yard games and things like that. It just keeps it neater and doesn't keep it away from spiders or anything like that, and little creepy things, but at least they're in totes and it's all organized, and just kind of keeps it all put together in one spot and nice storage. So we utilize this, and we're just trying to get everything out so we can move this cabinet, because we're going to also do the painting behind it as well.
Do what? When you sweat as bad as I do, you keep a towel on you, and yeah, it's awful. Alright, so I'm going to do the best I can with filming. I'm having issues with my camera. It shuts off. And I think it's the heat out here because it's super hot. So I brought the camera in underneath the porch. So hopefully that will help. But, you know, if I want to get shots when I'm painting, it's got to be out there in the sun. So there is some shade from the tree, so I might be able to put it out that far. But I will do the best that I can with what I'm working with. It is very, very hot.
Right, so we're just still continuing to clean and get all the leaves and all the debris and everything out of the way. And then my husband's going to pressure wash and continue to wet everything down, because the guy at Lowe's, when he sold my husband the paint, told us that it would be best if we had the concrete not soaked, but just a little damp. So, and trust me, it was really hot. It dried pretty quickly, so it worked out.
Okay, so it's all pressure washed down, cleaned off, so we're getting things ready to start painting. I think he wants to start on this side. Now, my shutters are black up here, but I think we're going to leave the trim white down here for now to see what it looks like. I'm not sure. I'm thinking it's going to have to be, the trim's going to have to be painted black because the shutters are black up there. That's what I'm thinking. And possibly leave the frame of this door white, since that is white up there. If you see what I'm seeing. Black shutters, white trim, black trim, white trim. That's what I'm seeing. But we're going to leave it white for now. We're going to see how it looks, and then we'll go from there. Okay, this is Valspar flat exterior Duramax exterior paint and primer, Flex 365. Don't ask me what it was. My husband went to Lowe's and picked this up. But to get the brick lock stuff, he said he couldn't tint it. It would have turned out gray, and we wanted it black. So this is what it's supposed to look like if you can see it with the sun. It's supposed to be black. So here goes nothing.
I don't need that.
You don't need this?
Not if you cut it in up there high enough.
Okay. Well, you got me a step stool so I can cut it in?
You step, you want to hit your head on a step stool. You can't brush that right there. You're as tall as I am. I mean, I'll get you one if you want one.
Well, I don't want to be messy about it either. I guess I could.
Okay. You might need it above that.
I guess I can.
Well, I mean, I'll do whatever you
No, it's fine. Let's just try it without it right now.
Let me get another thing to take a splash.
Bet our neighbors are like, what are they doing to the house again?
I'm sure. No, I get tired, don't I? Sure.
You ain't done anything. I painted the porch.
Oh, I do stuff.
Be careful.
Yeah, I need to put this on plastic. You put it over there.
Well, you didn't bring out a wide piece. You cut it.
I know, I thought it was going to be wider.
It's like a little narrow place. Yeah, it's gonna have to definitely be stirred.
Wow, what's wrong with it?
It's gotta be stirred, babe. Stuff settles. You always stir paint.
It's black.
Babe,
That's black. Look how black that is.
you gotta get to the bottom.
Here.
Are you touching the bottom?
Yes.
I believe you. Okay.
Really?
You wanna stir?
No. I'm just thinking I did more picking it up, shaking it, I think.
Here.
Oh no.
Thank God
Oh,
that
no.
thing is there.
I need another piece of plastic.
Yeah, go get another piece. Shoot. The guy at Lowe's told my husband to keep the concrete a little damp. And that way it will absorb a little bit. So it helps the paint to adhere and roll better. So with it being pressure washed off, it's still just a little damp. It's not soaked. So I think it should be good. So we're starting on this side and working our way down. So by the time we get down there, hopefully it'll be good. I'm sweating terrible. Do we have another pen that I could put some in, that you could pour me in? I can dip.
Like a painter. The
Hold
guy
that.
at Lowe's told me.
Hold
I
this.
said, I despise painting. You know what he said? He said, that's because you're sane. Oh my.
We'll just put some in the other paint pan and I'll use the paint pan.
Oh, okay.
Were you talking to the camera?
No.
Why did you do that? I wanted to show the first spot.
Oops. I didn't know. There's the first spot.
Oh.
I am not good at this, so.
Well, this is going to be fun.
Yeah. It's a bad idea, I think.
Too late now.
We can stop while we're ahead. Paint back over it gray.
It's not gray. It's concrete. I'm going to need a smaller brush. You want to go upstairs and get my little brush?
I have no idea where that's at.
It's in my room on the floor. I think we should paint the trim black.
Yeah, because you're making a mess on it.
Well, because it's going to be easier to put here.
I want to see what it's like first.
Okay. Well, I'll leave it all white for now.
All right, so as we started this project, we initially thought that he was going to roll and I was going to brush, because with it being concrete, it's got the little holes and little divots, and so you have to fill that in. We quickly found out that the roller was just not going to work that great. So he used the roller for a while, and then he ended up switching to a bigger brush, brushing it on, and then I come along behind him. We did do, I guess as we went along, we learned a lot in this project. So, and I'll explain more of that as we go along. But yeah, the roller, we did learn that this was our first lesson, I guess I should say, during this project. The roller just wasn't going to cut it. We had to go to brushes.
I do. I just probably put black paint on my nose.
No, it definitely gets the bricks good. I mean, we can always come back and do the lines that I missed. I'm thinking side to side is the way to do it. Don't you?
Yeah, but I'm going to have to be on probably a ladder, I guess, to do up there. Because I can't get in those creases. Alright, so far, that's what we have. Okay. Keep going. So, he did cave and told me I could go ahead and paint the trim. He said he trusted me. So I'm going to paint the window trim. And then I'm going to try to leave this trim. It's a nightmare to cut around. But at least just cutting around the door is just one thing. So that saved having to cut around both windows. So this is what we have so far. And he's over here working on this section, but my battery died. So, but we've been working. He's getting ready to spray it because the guy from Lowe's told me.
Oh dear Lord, I keep telling y'all, the guy at Lowe's told us to make that concrete stay a little damp. I think this is like the third time I've told you. I'm sorry, y'all.
To keep the concrete just like a little bit damp, and then that way the paint will kind of go on a little bit better and soaks into the pores and stuff of, I don't know. I guess concrete's got pores, I don't know. But there are some spots that I will have to go back. And if you can see these little crevices, we just kind of got to go back and keep touching up. But I'm just going to keep working all the way and then kind of come back through and hit the best we possibly can. I'm not worried about, I'm getting it on the underskirt of the porch. I don't care, because I'm trying to cut up in there as far as I can. Nobody's going to see that. It's not a big deal. I mean, I actually technically could paint this whole board black and it wouldn't matter. And might actually make it look better than just slapping it on there. But down here at the edge, you know, it's not going to be perfect because the concrete is not perfect. But, you know, I'm getting as close as I possibly can to be as neat as I possibly also can. But we have found that you need to do it with a brush, because a roller just, even with the roller for the textured walls, it's just not doing it. And a brush is going to be our best bet. So, it'll be a heck of a lot of painting. We'll get it done eventually.
2,000 years later.
All right, friends, so this process is quite tedious. All of the little divots in the concrete, we have to take our brush and move it in kind of like an X pattern and scrape the paint off of it to fill them in. And then when it dries, you kind of got to go back over it again. But trust me, just wait till the end. It's an amazing transformation.
It's not something I like doing. That's for sure. I do not like to paint. I am not a tedious person like that. My wife has a mind for it. I do not. But I'm helping.
Thank you, honey.
Yeah. I don't know how much longer, but I'm helping.
Okay, so we are in cleanup mode right now. We're trying to clean up because he's getting ready to go golfing. So we've done what we're going to do for today. It is about 1 o'clock and it's the heart of the day and it's hot. So it's 90-degree temperatures this week. It's super hot. I'm very painty, yucky. But it's looking really good. There's going to be a good bit that we're going to have to come back through with the brush after we're done. Really touch up. But we're getting the majority of it. Let me show you what we've got done on day 1. So far, we have this entire side. Oh, there you go. Show it like Vanna White, baby. You're behind the pole. I can't see you. There you go. So this was the side I worked on. And like I said, you can still see. It's not perfect. There's still some spots where I'm going to have to go back in with the brush and really get in with
Mine looks like it's got a bunch of galaxies in it.
with the paintbrush. Now he wasn't working with the right paintbrush,
No, I'm showing my side.
so he's still got a lot of spots, but we'll get them. We moved this back because it looks like it's going to storm, so we're trying to put everything back up underneath. That's day 1. We're going to clean up the rest of this. I'm going to help him get the rest of this stuff underneath the porch in case it does rain. And in this video, we'll catch back up with you on another day. I'm not sure that we're going to get into it tomorrow or if it will be Monday. We'll have to wait and see. But I'll catch back up with you in this video on another day. All right, good morning, friends. And just like that, we are at day 2. And it is early. Monday morning. When we started, it was on Saturday. We didn't do anything yesterday. I look like a hot mess because I've already been outside for less than 10 minutes doing stuff. And it is a scorcher. So I only have a little window of opportunity today because I can't work past 11 o'clock. The heat index is going to be just too high. And it won't help with the paint, you know, going on the wall. And plus, it's just not good. So I'm going to work at least, if I can get 2 hours in. My goal is to, let me show you. This is where we left off. Now, I will have to go back and touch up because there are some, like, little speckled spots. I don't know if you can see. There's some little speckled spots. So I'll have to go in and kind of touch up. So there are some things of touch up, but I'm going to keep working right now, at least across the front of the house. And so today's goal is to get it finished up here along the edge here. And I've got my girl out here. She's going to help me. And hopefully we can get to this side of this window. So if we can get at least that done, if we have more time, we'll move on and try to at least connect it. But this is at least the goal. I'm not going to chit-chat too long because we've just wet the wall down and I want to get started. Will you grab the step ladder so I can get up there, please? Anyway, we got our paint in our pans and we're going to get started. Let's go. my friends, I'm only going to be out here for like 2 hours because we just started. We've been painting for less than 10 minutes. Look at me. It's disgusting. Very disgusting.
All right, so at this point it was extremely hot. My daughter brought me out a popsicle and it was so refreshing.
Okay, friends, so I'm done on day 2. All I'm going to do, unless we do something this evening, if it cools down, which I'm not sure it will, but I finished all I can do today. I worked all the way from like 8 till it's 12 when I started cleaning up. It was about 12 and it's 12:30 now, so yeah, it's hot. So that was day 2, and I still have the other side of the house to do, which is not nearly as big as this side, but you know, it's still gonna be a lot. And then I'll have a little strip out by the patio, but that'll be the very last thing I do. That I'm not even worried about if that doesn't get finished by July 5th, because I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna pay attention to that. Maybe they will, but I don't care. I can get that done after if I have to. I just want the front and at least the side over there to be finished by July 5th. So, and today is June, what is today? I don't even know, June 23rd. I really wish we would have bought the paint back like 4 weeks ago, because it was super, much cooler than what it is right now. And it would have been ideal to work in those conditions rather than in these conditions. But it is what it is. I didn't do it, so it's fine. We'll get it done. Little by little. I don't know how YouTubers do it. When they look all pretty and they got their earrings all in and everything, jewelry and all, and they get into knee deep. I've done lost a lot of sweat. But knee deep in a project and they still look good when it's done. I'm just like, either they're doing some serious good editing or they just know what they're doing. But so when I catch back up with you again, it will be on day 3. I just made some breakfast, so I'm gonna eat a little breakfast. I got up when my husband got up to leave this morning, so it is about 6:30 now. Because I got up and took care of the dog, and you know, I still gotta go out and take care of Bella, but I made something to eat, and I'm gonna eat a good breakfast. I'm gonna drink a protein shake. I'm gonna put some sunscreen on. I went ahead and I found some old shorts that I don't really like, so I'm gonna wear them. That way if I get paint on, it doesn't matter. And then I found this shirt that I accidentally got stuff on a long time ago, and I could never get it out, so I ruined it. But I went ahead and I cut the sleeves off of it this morning, and then I cut a V in the neck, because if I get hot, I don't like anything that's like tight around my neck. It would drive me crazy. So I just cut a little V in it and just made me like a little bat wing shirt this morning. That way I'm at least somewhat covered from the sun, because I'm gonna try to probably start hitting on the opposite side of the house this morning. And that's why I wanna get out there bright and early and get to it before it gets super, super hot. I'm gonna go ahead and eat my breakfast, and then when I get back with you, I will be probably outside getting things ready. Okay, so one thing I am gonna do before I go back outside is I'm going to fill up my, this is I think it's a 40 gallon, not 40 gallon, 40 ounce, not 40 gallons. It is not, I would not be able to carry that around. 40 ounces of cup, a 40 ounce cup.
Y'all, I needed a 40-gallon cup though, because with the way I sweat and as hot as it was, I think I lost 40 gallons of sweat. It was hot.
It's early. And I'm gonna use this lemon lime sugar-free liquid IV and put it in my water, because one thing is for sure, it is important to stay hydrated when you are outside. If you are somebody who has to stay outside or whatever, make sure you always hydrate. Hydration is the best thing. So, and these liquid IVs are really good. You can get them. They're expensive, I think, but they're very flavorful. We usually pick ours up from Costco. And, but yeah, I'm gonna stay hydrated. So I've been out here in less than 10 minutes and it's already starting. So it's going to be a hot one. So let's get to it. I don't know how long I'll last.
Okay, friends, I apologize for the angle here, but this side of our house is completely on a hill, so I was doing the best I could for the shots for you guys.
So it is the third day. Let me turn my music off here. And it is, I've been outside for an hour. And I feel like I've been outside for 6 hours. So I think I'm wrapping it up right now because it's going to be way too hot for this today. But I did, let me show you what I did, at least in the hour that I worked. I got this section mostly done. I'm working around a rose bush, so I had to put plastic over it so I wasn't cutting up my legs. I cut up my hand. But I've got a little bit down there at the bottom. I still have to edge along the chimney and along the top part of the house. I spray painted the white pipes that were here. So that's what I've done so far. And then I just, I'm slipping. I'm sweating even in my feet. And I can't even keep my sandals on. So that's why I'm going in. It's ridiculous. But I cleaned out my brush and I just didn't want to waste the paint. So I did do that little section up there, just slap some paint on it. So I still have this whole section to go. And then I'll have to, of course, finish there and then touch up the spots. Then when all of this is said and done, I'll have to go back through and touch up the actual little divots and spots from where it's not seeping in, or it's seeping in and then it's not covering that out part, I guess. So I don't know. I can't think straight. I've sweat so bad. So Matthew got spray paint last night, and I didn't show this. I just came down and did it. But I spray painted in all of that, those cracks and grooves. You can kind of tell it's not exactly the same. You can see the spray paint marks, but this goes behind this cabinet. So I don't really care about that. As long as it's black, it's not that big of a deal. So, and then I took an edger this morning, and instead of doing the brush, I just spray painted the bottom part just to finish that off. So, you know, I wished I would have been smart about it and I kept saying the weeks that it was nice and cool that I need to go get my paint. I should be doing the paint. And dumb me just kept saying it and not doing it. And I put myself in these predicaments. So now I have to work through the heat. So that's what I'm doing. It's nobody else's fault but my own. So, because I could have went and got the paint sooner, and I could have done the job sooner on a cooler day. So, live and learn, future Melissa. Learn from your mistakes on this one. The next time you want to do a big project, girl, and it's cool, go ahead and get the stuff and get the project done. So, I'm talking to myself there, y'all. But, catch up with you on day 4, and we'll tackle a little bit more again. We'll get it done, little by little. Okay, friends, it is I think it's day 4, and I am getting ready to start. We're getting ready to start on the side of the house again. I took several days break because it was just extremely hot. And so took a couple days and went to my niece's, had pool days. But it's Saturday, and it's early in the morning. Well, it's about 10, almost 11 o'clock, so it's not really early. We've done kind of procrastinated, so too long. But I'd like to at least get the side of the house done today. 2 coats, get it finished completely so we don't have to go back to that. And then next week, with it calling for rain, if I need to do, which I do need to touch up spaces on this part, I can go ahead and finish this. And then if I get all of this done, if I don't get that little strip done at the back of the house before the 5th, I'm not really worried about that. I just want these 2 main pieces, and I can hit that on a cooler day, because I'm probably going to have to lay down a really intricate detail on that. So, not really worried about that. I just want to get these 2 main pieces. So, get ready to put some sunblock on and get started.
All right, friends. So at this point, we had to stop, and we left and went to Tractor Supply because we had to pick up some paintbrushes and different things. And we ended up buying some flat black spray paint. And as you can see, I've already spray painted the boxes, but my husband is covering up the meter where the meter reader part is, and I'm going to spray paint that box as well. But I had the idea to spray paint down in these little divots, and that way we wouldn't be like slapping so much paint. You have to kind of do like an X pattern. If you've ever painted anything like this before, if you haven't, just know that you kind of got to scrape the paint off the brush and fill in the holes. Well, that just takes a lot of paint. So my thought process was, let's just buy some spray paint down in these little divots, and then we'll go back over it with the black paint for the house. And let me tell you, friends, that was a huge game changer. We do that on this side of the house, and I've only had to go back over just very few spots. It covered so much better. As you do projects, I guess you learn as you go along, and we should have done that from the get-go. I mean, it would have saved a whole lot of painting, but it's okay. It all worked out. I do end up taking some spray paint and touching in the holes on the front, and then I kind of recover up because you can see it when you spray paint it. So after it's finished with the spray paint, you do have to go back over it with the other paint so that it all matches and it gets rid of the glossy texture. But after that, and you go over it, it looks wonderful. So this was a game changer for this side of the house. So that's what we're doing right now. We also ended up, as you can see, we just took painter's tape along the edge of our siding. That way when I was spray painting up by the, on the edges, it didn't get on our siding or anything like that. So we just protected that with a little bit of painter's tape. We did, however, get it on just a couple spots of our chimney at the lower part, but it's accidents happen, whatever. It still looks great. I'm not really concerned about it, but that's how we kind of protected our siding, and it worked well. And let me tell you, friends, this process went a whole lot faster. I wouldn't have been working as long in the heat if I would have thought of this for the front of the house first, but live and learn. I mean, granted, I've got it on sped up mode here, so I'm obviously moving faster, but it did go a lot faster for us, and it worked doing this kind of behind the AC unit too, because it was easier to get back there with spray paint, obviously, than a brush. So I only had to come back through after it dried and then match everything up. And it was so much easier to do it this way.
I just hit record.
No.
Where it says S1.
No, you don't want on S1. I'll be going slow-mo.
You spray paint all of it?
Yeah, and then I'm just going to go over it.
That's a better way to do it.
That way, hopefully, it'll cover better.
Huh. Smart idea.
Alright, so we're back out here again today. I think this is like day 5 or something. I don't know. I've lost count. We've taken a couple days breaks because it's been hot. We've had other things to do. But the other side we did over there, as I've already told you, pretty sure. I spray painted it first. It was the best thing I ever did. Should have done this first. So I went back through with this on some of the spots and spray painted. And now we're just touching up, going over all that. So once we get that done, then I'm completely finished with the black. And then tomorrow I'm going to come around and paint the white trim. Try to clean the door, clean the windows, do that kind of stuff. And then hopefully pressure wash at least the patio part off out here. And that way it will be ready for Saturday when we have our family get together.
All right, friends, so I'm not going to bore you with too much of this footage. We're just touching up the front side of the house again, and then we'll move into day 6, and I'm not going to show much of that, and then I will move into just painting the casing around the door, and I'm not sure if I'm even going to show that in this video. I know that it's getting super long, so... And then we're getting to the grand reveal. Oh, thank you guys for hanging out with me in this video. I am super excited to show you the ending and the final result. It looks absolutely amazing.
I'm just going to paint the casing on the outside. I'm not worried about the inside part of this door. It has nicks and things on it because we'll be eventually getting a new door. And I don't know if that will change this part or not. If it does, then I'll paint it then. And if not, then I can touch it back up after we get the new door. But I'm just going to paint this casing because I did get some black on it on the sides. And Bella likes to jump on this door. You can totally see. Let me just show you. Let me just show you, like, it's just, I don't know if you can see past with my reflection, but the window is just disgusting. But down here, there is so much grime, and it's just, yeah, it's nasty. And she is the culprit of that because she likes to jump on the door to tell us she's here. So I'm just going to try to do my best to clean it, scrub it, get it as clean as I possibly can, and then scrub this section here, get it as clean as I possibly can, and then I want to pressure wash the patio.
All right, friends, so I thought I would quickly share with you just a couple pictures of what our house looked like before, just to remind you of what it looked like before we started this project. It was a big project on a very, very, very hot week, but we made it happen and it all came together. And so here are some shots of the after. And I am super happy with how everything turned out on this project, and I want to thank my husband and my children for all their help. It was a joint effort and we made it happen.
Friends, so that's going to be the end of today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I know this video was a long video, but I think it was so worth it. I mean, so let me know what you think. I absolutely love it. I'm super happy with how everything turned out. So it took us 7 days to get it all completed, but it looks great. I'm super happy. It will be done for the 4th. I'll accept this little strip in the back, but I will get to that probably the following week. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe if you like this video. Comment down below, share it with your friends, and Lord willing, friends, there'll be another one. Bye.